President Trump just pulled off one of the boldest moves we've seen from a modern day president. He just fired hundreds of federal workers during the government shutdown. And the Democrats, they are absolutely stunned. They didn't see this coming, not even a chance. We have a lot to get into this video, so make sure you like and subscribe for more. Here's where we are. The Democrats thought the shutdown could be their leverage. They figured if they dragged it out long enough, President Trump would fold. He would cave, the media would hammer him, and the public pressure would force him to fold. But instead, President Trump flipped the script. He is actually using the shutdown as a weapon to expose how unnecessary and exaggerating this federal situation has become. And it's working. The optics are incredible. Instead of President Trump looking weak or desperate, he looks decisive. Meanwhile, the Democrats look like obstructionists for holding the economy hostage for their own political gain. Even some independents are starting to wake up. They are seeing and understanding that this shutdown is more so because of Democratic stubbornness and less of the lack of leadership from Trump. And he's already put a deal out on the table. One that funds the border, supports law enforcement, and keeps America safe. But the Democrats don't want to compromise. Why? Because they would rather see the country suffer than to give President Trump one political win. On October 10th, 2025, over 4,000 federal employees have been issued layoff notices across multiple agencies. And some of the departments that were hit the hardest were the Treasury with over 1,400 losses in jobs, Health and Human Services with 1,100 lost jobs, as well as Education, Commerce, Interior, Homeland Security, and more. So now the Democrats are panicking. They are calling President Trump's actions reckless, unconstitutional, and dangerous. But remember, these are the same folks who had no issue with President Biden weaponizing federal agencies against political opponents. They didn't cry about overreach back then. They only care now because the power dynamic is shifting right in front of our eyes, and they truly can't stand it. And with every firing, every press conference, every statement he makes, it sends a message. It sends a message to the Democrats, and that is, you can end this anytime. Come back to the table and make a deal that works for the American people. Stop hiding behind excuses and get this government running back up again. And because no president has ever forcibly fired thousands of federal workers mid-shutdown, this breaks the playbook. It turns what Democrats hope would be a weakness, a messy shutdown, into an offensive weapon. It forces them off of the defense. They can't just demand why President Trump should bend. Now, they must defend why the federal government is set up the way it is. Moving along, let's start with this clip from News Nation, breaking down the mass firings and who it affects.
Detail. News Nation has learned the layoffs hit employees across the government. The Departments of Health and Human Services, the Treasury, Education, Energy, and Housing and Urban Development are all affected, just to name a few. News Nation's Libby Dean is live at the White House for us with more. Libby, the president just said in the Oval Office, quote, "It will be a lot of people laid off," and said that they will be Democrat-oriented areas that are hit hardest. What have you learned?
That's the president's message tonight, Elizabeth. And every hour or so here at the White House today, we've been learning these new details about this major reduction in the federal workforce. A White House official telling me tonight that thousands of federal employees are being fired. And we're just getting that all confirmed. These new numbers confirmed in a DOJ court filing. It specifies 7 federal agencies conducted a reduction in force today, firing over 4,000 federal employees. If we take a closer look here at the numbers, at the agencies, the Education, Energy, Commerce, Department of Homeland Security, also Housing and Urban Development Department. Firings, those ranged from around 100 to 500 employees. You see that on your screen there. While HHS, the Health and Human Services Department, cut up to 1,200 jobs. Now, the largest cut, though, impacted the Treasury Department with over 1,400 employees fired. Here is the president explaining moments ago the reasoning behind these cuts.
It'll be a lot, and we'll announce the numbers over the next couple of days, but it'll be a lot of people, all because of the Democrats.
According to that clip, we can see that President Trump is not playing around. And he told the reason for the firings. It's all because of the Democrats. According to President Trump, all of the workers were non-essential. So if they're non-essential, They can be fired more easily than others. It is just sad that the number is so large in all of the departments. Next, I want to look at Fox News announcing the firings.
John, we are told that these firings are substantial, and it is a significant follow-through from President Trump and his administration to turn the screws on Democrats to try and bring about an end to this shutdown. A spokesperson for HHS telling the AP that employees across multiple divisions have received reduction in force notices as a direct consequence of the Democrat-led government shutdown.
Our senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram is on Capitol Hill. He has got fresh reaction for us this hour. Chad.
John, good afternoon. Well, we don't know yet about these rifts, but Russ Vought vowed to fire federal workers if the shutdown lingered too long. RIF stands for Reduction in Force, and it does not surprise Senate Majority Leader John Thune as the shutdown deepens.
I suspect that they're probably going to be, pretty soon. They're going to have to do some things. I just think that the White House, my expectation is, yes, they're going to have to start making some decisions about how to move money around, which agencies and departments are going to be impacted, which programs are going to be impacted, which employees are going to be impacted.
From listening to that clip, you can see that the firings are becoming a very big problem. They're affecting a lot of livelihood for a lot of people who live in the DMV area. President Trump and the Republican Senate and party have already said they will give the funds for the troops, and that the ball is now in the court of the Democrats. They are the ones who need to open up the government back. And lastly, I want to take a look at this tweet. The liberal lunatic meltdowns have begun over Russ Vaught's announcement that mass government layoffs are starting today. Vaught stated, "We are just beginning, and they are already losing their freaking minds. This is going to be awesome to watch. Buy extra popcorn."
This Friday afternoon are now sending these notices of reduction in force, effectively layoffs, firings to their employees. And we just heard from a spokesperson over at the Health and Human Services Department that they are among those agencies, those departments that are going to be moving forward with agency rifts. I am told that here from the agency that it's going to be across multiple divisions, and that under the Biden administration, that the department had become bloated. This is the spokesperson. HHS continues to close wasteful and duplicative entities, including those that are at odds with Trump administration's Make America Healthy Again agenda here. And
so from this whole situation, we can see that the problems are increasing. With the firings, you have half of them saying it needed to be done, while the other half are calling it illegal. We don't know what this is going to do for the next few days ahead, but we can only hope for the best. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on KW Lawholic.